If you watch Nigerian movies now, one of the major themes in our movies is domestic violence. A lot of Nigerian movies show domestic violence. And that's one of my major concerns. And I was having an argument over this with a young lady, and she made me realize that they show these movies all the time to create awareness for domestic violence so that people can stop it. But I told her that these movies can also help encourage domestic violence because when you are showing a man taking advantage of a woman, beating her, exploiting her, putting a gun to her head, choking her, kicking her, all in the purpose of getting her to do what he wants, then some young man can internalize this behavior. Young boys that are coming up can internalize this behavior and treat women badly and abuse them all in the way to have power over them. And again, when you showcase these issues of domestic violence all the time in the movies, it normalizes the behavior. It makes people come to see that, oh, it's not a big deal. Oh, beating a woman is not a big deal. Choking her is not a big deal. Threatening her, setting her on fire is not a big deal. It's a normal way to deal with issues with women. And that is not a good way. That is not a good message to send. You see, showing these movies about domestic violence and having the man die at the end doesn't deter it. In Nigerian movies, there has to be a warning saying that domestic violence is bad. You can show the movie, and at the end of the movie, you have an actor come and talk about how domestic violence is bad, talk about helplines for people who have issues with domestic violence, talk about way men who obviously perpetrate domestic violence can go and get help with psychologists or therapists or something. That is one way to deter domestic violence. But just showing it in movies all the time, in every movie you see it, some people can come to see it as, oh, it's normal. Beating your wife is normal, and that is not correct. Beating your wife is wrong. It's something that needs to be stopped. And of course, not only domestic violence against women, there's also domestic violence against men that should be taken into consideration in these movies. So, say no to domestic violence, that should be in the movies so people will know that it's not a good way to deal with relationships.